how's it going? It's Ethan, and this video here is something we put a lot of time and effort into, definitely a labor of love. We're really excited to show you. This is all about Ninja Paintball. We're gonna have interviews with the staff, we're gonna have a tour of the facility, we're gonna show you how they make their parts and regulators, a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. Our relationship with Ninja Paintball has gotten closer over the years. We always knew that they made good quality stuff, no doubt. You know, we never heard about anyone with a Ninja tank who was complaining about poor craftsmanship or quality. We knew that they made many parts and regulators for various companies around the industry. But about a year ago, we were just tired of selling other companies' tanks and having customers call in and complain that they're defective, they weren't working properly, or whatever it is. Our goal here is we sell your product, you're gonna love it. Bottom line, you know, it's not that we don't want to help anyone out, it's just we don't want to have to put you in a position where you're gonna call us up and say, hey, thanks for selling me this thing, but it doesn't work. So that sucked. So we switched over to Ninja and started pushing their products a lot more because, well, quite frankly, if you pick up a Ninja tank or a Ninja product, it's gonna work. And on the rare occasion that you would have any sort of issue, chances are it's probably your fault, but if you did have any sort of issue, they'll get you taken care of so quick that we probably won't even get a chance to help you out. It would totally beat us to the punch. Their dedication to quality, customer service, and paintball is absolutely unmatched. So that's been something that drove this expedition of ours to get out to Crystal Lake, check out the facility, not just for us, to show you guys all what Ninja Paintball was all about.
My name's Nate.
Bob Ripke.
My name's Jeff Schreiber.
My name's Ray Trimble.
I do sales, graphic design, and marketing. A little bit of everything here at Ninja.
My position is production manager.
Final assembly, design, and testing.
Sales manager.
Before working in paintball career-wise, I actually worked at a hospital as a health unit coordinator. So I managed the triage flow through the ER. Worked around a bunch of nurses. It was miserable, but that's kind of why I moved on here. Rather be happy than be miserable in my job.
Before paintball, I did hydraulic hose and fittings, mostly out in the field support for an Aeroquip distributor.
Oh, well, actually I worked for Airgun Designs prior to this, and unfortunately when they closed the doors, well, which was good for me actually, then I got a call from the owner of Ninja, which was PSI at the time. And before that, I was just in construction jobs.
What did I do before paintball? Actually, it's funny because I tell some people this, and I guess I'll let out the secret. I held a culinary degree. I grew up in the restaurant industry. I joined the Army, got away, had a fantastic time. I actually did tanks. It was fantastic. Nothing like driving a tank in the desert 30 miles per hour. It's great. Got out of the Army, went back in the restaurant industry, got my culinary degree, and was working in the industry when I was working at a local paintball field on the side on the weekends, and found out they needed help here, so I decided to take that jump and say, let's leave the weekend gig of working, not playing enough paintball, to Monday through Friday, and I can have more time for paintball.
I knew Rob and Ray from working with them at Operation Paintball. We were refs out there. And I had seen them a couple of times at events and stuff. I ran into Ray and Marty at D-Day 2011. And I knew they were looking for someone around that time and applied and luckily got the job.
Yes, my brother actually owns the company and recruited me away from the hydraulic industry.
Yeah, there were some connections. I knew the technician who worked here before, and he was actually moving to California, and so the position was open, but I happened to have been available at the time, in between jobs at the time, and so the timing was good.
Well, actually what happened was, like I said, I worked at a local field. These guys were here. They were actually at a different location, and they were looking for a tech, and I have a mechanical mind. I understood how things work. Like I said, I wanted to change. I was tired of the restaurant industry at that point, of working weekends and whatnot, and I came in and interviewed, and they liked me, and I got hired. I didn't really know anyone. The owner, John, knew my boss at the paintball field, the owner, and he said, hey, you know, we're looking for someone. He recommended me, so I came on in and interviewed.
I've been here 2 years now.
I started in '99.
I've been here 11 years.
Over 12 years.
I do sales, graphic design, and marketing. A little bit of everything here at Ninja.
What I do is I coordinate all production in the facility, bring in material from outside, subcontractors, and material supply houses. I coordinate the machine shop, all the outside services such as anodizing, metal finishing, tooling. I also coordinate all the production in the regulator room, the hose assembly department, tech, shipping and receiving.
When all the parts, after the parts are all manufactured, they come out of the machine shop. We have to make sure that everything's going together correctly, exactly the way the customer expects it to be. Everything has to go through all the way to shipping department, working as the customer expects it.
I'm overseeing and in charge of all sales within Ninja Paintball. So that includes anything from prospecting accounts to handling actual orders and incoming orders.
I love paintball. It's a fun job. It's a lot different than anything out there.
Why do I work here? I love industry. I love running in the machine shop. I've always been involved in manufacturing of one type or the other.
I work here because I like the paintball industry, and I've kind of migrated this way from other positions I had in the past.
Because I like paintball, and this is a really good place to work for. It's got a good owner. It's got good people. It's got everything I was looking for. I'm in the industry I've wanted to be in since I started playing paintball.
To be a part of Ninja, it's being a part of a family in so many words. We all know each other. We all help each other. We all make sure that we're doing what we can for something we care about.
To be part of Ninja, it's a family feeling. I'm sure you heard it from other people here that you're not only just trying to do a good job for yourself, you don't want to let anybody else down. We're very much into customer service and making sure that the product we supply someone surpasses what they expect.
Being a part of Ninja is, well, most everyone's been here for quite some time, so it is a family sort of environment. We all know how each other think. We all know what to expect.
It's just like any good organization. You work together, you make a quality product, you make something that people use, and you get that feedback, and it's fantastic. Working here is great. Most of our employees have been here for quite a number of years. So when you work together well, your products come out well, and it's a really good company to work for, and that's part of the reason why we're here. It's a small business, so I'm not a corporate, I'm not a number, I'm not just, hey, do this. It's just, how's your family, how's life, what did you do this weekend? It's more personal than just somewhere else, and working here is a great experience, actually. This is for a Hustle video, guys. You're going to be blown away by this. We're going to start out over here in our cabinet. It shows our whole product line here. We're not just a reg manufacturer. We've manufactured lots of different things throughout the ages, and this cabinet shows a lot of it. A great thing about Ninja, just like a lot of things in life, we were a small business. We started in my boss's basement way, way, way long ago, 20 years ago. He made stainless steel hose assemblies. He cut the hose, put on the ends, crimped them, taped them, packaged them, inspected them, and sent them out the door. This was a side business. Eventually it grew. He had a quality product. People came to him. He was making more and more. Eventually, they couldn't haul things out of the basement and give it to UPS. They were loading up semis in a parking lot of Jewel. So what do? You create a business, you get a building, you hire employees, you start making other products. From this, Ninja has been born. Regulators, coils, fill stations, a whole product line we did based on this one hose. I'm going to take you through the building here, show you Ninja, show you what we do and how we do it. Follow me, guys. Sales department's down over here. We're all located in one end. Why are we all right here? The great part about Ninja is when you call, I don't want you to go to voicemail. If there's a guy available, we will pick up the phone. We will talk to you. Occasionally the voicemail will be needed because we're all talking. But if you call, have a problem, we're going to pick up. We're going to talk to you. We're going to put you with the tech, with the sales guy, get the problem resolved. Let's go into the reg room. This is our reg room. This is where we make every single reg. All Ninja regs are made by hand. They're all assembled right in here. Best part about Ninja, we have hands-on authority of what we're doing. So if there's an issue, we correct it. It does not leave the building until it gets tested and it works correctly. As they're made, each and every reg will be tested. If we look on over here at Juan, he's going to test the reg. He's checking for the output pressure, make sure it's correct, and he's going to dunk it in the water, make sure there's no leaks. Why? Because when you get it, it's got to work. I'm not taking anything less because we don't want it to come back. We want you to go play and have fun. We play ourselves. We know what it's like to have bad equipment. So we want to make sure the equipment works for you each and every time. Nice thing about Ninja, like I said, we do everything here in-house. As we walk along this way, you'll see our sub-assembly area. This is where we put together all those little parts. Everything in the reg that we could possibly do is done here in-house. So the piston, inside the reg, we manufacture. The O-rings get put on. The spring, they get checked. every little difference within the reg can change our output pressure. So when we measure something, when we check the output of something, we want to make sure they're all within the same tolerance level, so that way the reg's consistent for you. We don't want highs and lows. We try to keep it all even. After they're done tested, they come on over here to our disassembly and QC table. Over here, we'll take off that testing wand, that handle we use. We'll screw in the screws, and we'll double check the reg. We'll go over to make sure the gauge is correct. We'll make sure the burst discs are incorrect. We'll make sure everything's good. Now, if you notice it, the reg doesn't have that characteristic N on there. That comes next. Once they go from here, they'll end up in the laser room. The laser room's really cool. We got 2 machines now. We can take any image, put it on your reg. So the nice part is we take all these regs that are lasered, we'll burn that Ninja logo right inside them. We do that in-house. So any type of logo, we can do it right here. We keep it here so we don't have to outsource it. We have control of it. Let's head on over to the QC room, guys. This is a great room. This is what we call our QC room. A couple pieces of equipment. Because we're a machine shop, which I'll show you in a little bit, we have our comparator machine. The comparator machine's really neat. We can take 2 parts, very similar in size, put them on here, turn it on, and we can look at the part up close. Now, you only get the shadow outline, but that's enough to take a measurement and move it along so that way we can measure the part in minute detail to make sure it's correct. That's important, guys, because when you're dealing with machine shop stuff, there's a tolerance in everything. Things like this, like the pistons, that way we can measure, make sure they're correct for the regs. Our CMM machine, computerized measuring machine, accurate down, if I'm correct, to the millionth. You're talking 0.00001 of an inch. Very, very accurate machine. Very computerized measures. It does incredible things. It can measure the distance between something very, very, very accurately. As we go through the QC room, you'll notice the microscope, important. You need to be able to see up close some of the parts. Different pins, gauges that we use to make sure the parts we make are correct. We're going to head back in the machine shop. When we come back in this area, the volume's going to pick up. We got some machinery running, so right here we have our custom silk screen equipment. Great item. We get the tanks in blank from our tank manufacturer located in Ohio. We have to put something on it. In this case, depends on what the image is. Sometimes it's Ninja, sometimes it's for a dealer or custom artwork. Got one right here. Wasn't a clean image. We didn't send it out. That's for PbNation in Pennsylvania. Check them out, guys. It's pretty cool. But we can silk screen. We keep that control here. Right next to it is our UV drying machine. We UV light dry the ink. That does a couple different things. What that does is help adhere to the paint of the tank and makes it long lasting. One of the complaints we got for years where the paint came off, our tanks tend to last a little bit longer depending on the situation. We're going to head back in the machine shop. This is going to be the heart of Ninja, guys. This is where the parts are made. They're not made overseas. They're not made anywhere else. They're made right here in this building. Here in the machine shop, we manufacture as much as we possibly can. Right here we have our horizontal mill, 25,000 RPM spindle. Makes all our fill stations, scubas, CO2s, high pressure. All that's done right on here, once again, in America. You can see the material bought from a mill in America. The chips go back to a recycler in America. Made in America, keeps the jobs here, keep the money here. Follow me, guys. We're going to check out one of the machines. This is one of our CNC turning centers. This one's kicking out parts right now. It's called the restrictor. It goes in the bottom of our reg as a safety piece. You're probably not going to see it too well on video, but as we're talking, this thing's making parts. If we head back to the back end, we'll actually see the different parts of it, both the bar feeder, feeding in the parts. "12 feet long steel bars. They come in, they line up in here, they feed down into the machine, and out comes the other end is the part we need for the regs. Like I said, everything we do, we try to do in-house. So, the body, the restrictor, the piston, the fill nipple, the burst disc plug, the bonnet, the pin, that's all done here. We keep control of it, we do the quality control, so I know it's right. That way, we have less issues, works correctly out in the field. If you like, we can open this up real quick. That's actually that bar of metal in there spinning, getting made, and you can see it moving right there. It's hard to see. It moves at about 2,500 RPM for this part. So it moves back and forth. Different operations are taking place: cutting, knurling, drilling, and shaping. If we look over there behind me, you'll see another machine. Once again, another turning center, making more parts. I believe over there we're making reg bodies for the regs. We make what we need, we keep it moving. This shop will run 24 hours a day with these machines because we need the parts. We can't go anywhere else, we're gonna make them ourselves. Set on back to the other part. Back over here is our secondary op area, a little bit quieter, should be a little bit easier to hear me now. The neat thing about this area is sometimes on the machine shop, we'll call it what a blank is. If we look at this, this is a reg body. There's no portholes, there's no top hole to put your piston in. When we load this in the machine, it will actually kick out the top hole, and then we'll actually load it over here and kick out the side holes. So we have a secondary op machine. These machines require operators. Right now he's running the other machine, but that's another job in America, guys. Once again, made in America, stays in America. 4 different vertical milling machine brothers. Fantastic machines. These are workhorses. They work non-stop. Let's head around the corner, guys. As we come into this back section of the building, we have our manual machine shop, so any type of prototype work, any type of hand work, we can do that in-house. Back over here, which you can't see, but is another bar rack. Once again, that material, made in America. The mills in Indiana, Michigan, Illinois. Big vat of oil, that's important. Got to run the machines, that's all paid, that's all made right here. We try to keep it in America as much as possible, guys. Back over here to my right is our cut room. We get that stainless steel hose I showed you in the very beginning. We get a big reel, we cut it in the room to the size we need, whether it's 4 inches, 12 inches, 36, 48, 6 feet, doesn't matter. We can do that in-house. Shipping department, it's important. You got to box up your product correctly, otherwise it'll break during shipping, guys. Hustle knows all about this. They know how to package it so that way you get it in a safe condition. Back over here is our warehouse area. Some things I want to note, we only have 1 aisle. That's important. Why is that important? Because I don't have 50,000 units of something imported in, pull it off the shelf and give it to someone. In this case, this stores all our bottles. We have what we need. We'll turn over stock so that way we keep fresh bottles on the shelf. Back over here is our mounting area. Josh mounts all our regs onto the bottle. So all those regs we made, they have to get put in a bottle somehow. Josh mounts it in. We actually have a torque wrench set up, so when he puts it in, he torques it in, 35 to 40 foot-pounds. Won't come off by hand, guys. That way we know we send it safe. If you look, there's actually a fill station right there. When he mounts it, we'll test it again. We'll check it in some water, make sure there's no leaks at the neck. We'll box it up, we'll drain it, we'll do all that work right here and then send it out the door to you. So once again, another step that we do here in-house. That way we have that control to know that what we're sending you is what we made. One of the mysteries of paintball and everybody asks about is the hydro testing. We do that in-house. We're a DOT hydrostatic test facility. We've been so for 7 years. I actually do all the hydro tests personally. We're certified, we're checked every 5 years. With the hydro tester comes a super accurate gauge, guys, 0.25% accurate. Mirror background, neat thing about that is when you look at the line to tell the pressure, you have to look to make sure the image behind the line matches the line. That way you get the exact pressure of what's going on. Quick thing about hydro testing, you'll see this water jacket here. Obviously hydro means water. We test the bottle in the water. 2 reasons. Water's non-forceful, doesn't contain the energy. So if there is an accident or release of the pressure, it won't be explosive like air. It just dissipates very quickly. 2, the only way to know if a tank is safe is to expand it. When you add pressure to any vessel, it expands. When it expands, it displaces water. So by putting it in the water jacket and sealing it, it will displace water into the tube. As you put pressure, it will expand the tank, push the water out, thus raising the water in the tube. We actually measure the amount of displacement. We compare it against the tank, ensure that it's correct, drop it to 0, ensure it returns to a specified amount, either pass or to fail it. It's important, guys. Every 5 years on carbon fiber, 3 years for fiber wrap, 5 years for aluminum. Get those tanks checked. It's not worth the risk of an injury or death based on a non-hydro tank. A couple more stops, guys. We're going to head on over to the hose assembly area. Over here is where we do all our hose assemblies. So that stainless steel hose assembly gets made right here. We also make all our straight remotes. Get yours from Hustle, guys. They're a great item. We also make coil remotes, fill whips, fill stations, all done right here. Neat part is there's rolls underneath this table. We get that hose in from a shop in Iowa. Comes in here, we cut it to length, put the fitting on, which we have made locally down the road, crimp it with a hydraulic crimper, put the parts on, send it out to you. With the coil hose, we send that roll out to a company in Ohio. They put it in a fixture, bake it, it holds the shape, comes back here. Best part about that, guys, we were told by the guy who coils our hose, he hired somebody to do our business because that's how busy he was. That's great for us because we know we gave at least one person in America another job. Once again, more money stays in America, taxes, dollars are right here. Once again, we do all that right here. All those parts for those coils, which we're not running right now, are made here. The UFA has 3 parts, made here. Slide check, 2 parts, made here. ASA, male fitting, made here. Once again, we do everything we can in-house. Hard to see, but if we pan it up, you'll actually see the rack of bulk tanks. There's 21 of them. That's to store all the air that we use in the reg room for testing. Now we have a 6,000 PSI Mako scuba compressor in the back there to refill it. Most days we're going to run that 4 to 6 hours, keep up with their air use because we got to test everything we make. One last department, guys, let's head on over here. Over here is our tech department. Although it's not used much, if any problems occur, Marty, our tech, he comes in here, he'll take a look at it, he'll correct it. Any hydros come in here for prep, we'll take the reg out, we'll make sure it's ready, and then go ahead and hydro test it. Thanks for showing it. Thanks for coming, guys. It's Ninja Paintball, made in America. Thanks, Hustle Paintball. We appreciate you coming here. In 2008, we were deciding to go direct. How do you go direct with a product line? You have to create a name brand image. So we were struggling for a name. We knew we had to make an all-black product, all-black reg, which wasn't done before. They were all nickel, they were shiny and fancy. So we made this all-black reg, and somebody on Jeff's team saw it, a young man, a 14-year-old kid, and he said, "That's so ninja." And Jeff came back and said, "Ninja Paintball." And we said, "No, we're made in America, you can't do Ninja Paintball." So we literally spent 3 months of mulling over names back and forth of, different names to use, and Ninja kept coming up. It's fast, it's quick, it's easy, it brings an image to mind of all black. So we went with Ninja. We put Made in USA next to everything. So when I contact people, even outside the industry, "Oh, Ninja, where do you make your stuff?" We make it here in America. We're proud of that fact. And that's something that I still to this day we try to dispel and push out there, that we're made in America, that we're some big corporation is the other thing, is that we're a small business just like most other places. I tell a lot of the field owners, you guys have more employees than we do. Just the simple fact that we're a small business just like everybody else. We care about our product, we care about our employees, and I think it shows through in our product line.
Ninja is special and different than everybody else because we are there. You can get a hold of me on PbNation, you can get a hold of me on Facebook, you can get a hold of me on pretty much any paintball forum out there. I'm even on Reddit. That also throws people off entirely. A lot of my dealers actually even have my cell phone. They text me on the weekends and stuff, and we're just there. We're at events, we're out playing every single weekend. Other companies don't necessarily have that.
Well, made in America, and we have quite a few paintballers who are quite active in it. We do a lot of interaction with the players out in the field, and I think the superior customer service and follow-through sets us apart.
You know, we consider this kind of like a skateboard market, so we got to stay fresh in order to stay on people's minds. And of course, we have to have performance. So everybody here knows how, we've all have enough experience here to know how the regs work and everything else, and we know what we need to do to improve and make things more user-friendly and convenient for the customer. So there's always some sort of updating and upgrading that needs to be done that we're always looking at down the line. There's always a plan. There's always a plan what's going to happen.
Actually, my hobbies outside of paintball are also graphic design. I like making things, like my Batman jersey that I'm making, and video games. Play video games. I've played a couple of times with you guys, and otherwise paintball. I play as my hobby too.
Besides Team Fortress 2, what kind of video games do you like?
Battlefield 3 is a big one. There's a new one I've been playing with some fighter jets. It's War Thunder. That's a good one. Yeah, you should play it.
What I do for fun, I hunt and fish, boat quite a bit. We hike. We go up to the North Woods predominantly, but mostly hunting and fishing.
I go with the girlfriend, and we find places like Galena to go to, some small towns to visit, and go to fun restaurants and cafes and things like that. Otherwise, the paintball team and paintball is pretty much full-time.
Motorcycles and boats. So I ride a touring motorcycle on the weekends with my wife, and then during summer times, a lot of times we'll take a boat out and have a good time.
Do you ever mix?
It's difficult. We thought about it, but the boat, the bike on the boat is the hard part. You know, I'm working on it. Need some more engineering help though.
Do you ever mix 2 out of the 3?
I try to. The problem is paintball on a motorcycle, one wrong move and it's not good.
I've been playing paintball for 13 years.
What got you started?
I saw in like a park district ad that they were going to do a paintball trip, and I thought it'd be cool to go out and play soldier, so I signed up for it, and I went out the one time by myself, and I made friends out there, and it was very exciting. First time was at Fox Paintball in Illinois. And they're still around, which is awesome.
I played mostly wood ball. First games were probably in the mid-'80s. It's tapered off, though, due to time.
February of '88 was my very first game.
My favorite kind of beer, you're going to hate me for this, because it's not like some rare, custom blended, off-brand. It's Bud Platinum. It's good. I like it. I'm sorry. that happens, yeah.
That was an awesome answer.
My favorite kind of beer, probably a very hoppy IPA. Three Floyds Brewing, probably their Alpha King. There's Central Brewing out of Wisconsin, and New Glarus out of Wisconsin also, that makes an excellent beer.
My favorite kind of beer would be Killian's Red, yes.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest, so 'tis the season, as they say.
I'm pretty sure I could shoot Ray out in a one-on-one.
I'm definitely a better player than Nate.
Oh, me, by far. I play pump. Of course I'm better.